Let's talk about dealing with eye strain and what happens when you switch to dark mode on your device. Hi there, my name is Tanya Stephenson and I am an independent author, and I'm sharing with you everything that I learn along my journey. So you're writing, you're on a device, whether it be your computer or your laptop, and you have all of these ideas and everything's going smoothly, but your eyes are just not cooperating. Let's talk about some of the symptoms of eye strain. We're talking about sore, itchy, red, dry, blurred vision, headaches, inability to focus. Sometimes it can lead to strain in your neck, in your shoulders, kind of all over this area. A lot of people, when they're dealing with eye strain, will switch their devices to dark mode. Now, although it can reduce some eye strain, it does not do as good of a job at reducing eye strain as what most people think. So the benefits of dark mode is, it reduces the light given off by the computer because it is now black instead of white. It can also save battery power on devices that aren't plugged in all the time. But think about this for a second. Light font or white font on a black screen can increase eye strain. How? Well, let's talk about that. Your pupils will expand to let light in. So when you have a smaller area of light to look at, your eyes will need to work harder, your pupils will need to work harder to expand, to let enough light in to understand what it is that you're reading. So your eyes are actually working harder to read than what most people think is that your eyes are working a lot less harder when you're working on dark mode. That's not the case. Now the other aspect of it is because your eyes are working so hard, it also can sometimes make it look like the edges of the font are blurring into the black background, which can give you like a sort of halo sense. But either way, your eyes are working harder to try to understand what they're reading. So what else can you do to reduce your eye strain? Let's talk about your devices. Okay, you're sitting at your desktop, you've got monitors and your computer. Your monitors have settings for brightness and contrast, and your computer also has settings. So first, you would want to look at your monitor settings. Your monitor settings should be a button directly on your screen, or around the edges of your screen, that you can go to like a menu option. So you can reduce your brightness, you can reduce your contrast, so that your eyes don't have to take in quite so much light and work so hard. Then you can also go to your desktop settings and you can reduce the brightness there. You can also go onto night mode. Now night mode kind of reduces the blues, which is one of the biggest colors that causes strain on your eyes. Now smartphones also have this setting, most of them do, where you can reduce the brightness. I always run at the least brightest setting possible, depending on where I'm at. You can also look at your environment, so where you're working. So you don't want to be sitting in a complete dark room staring at a computer screen. That's going to be hard on your eyes, but you also don't want it too bright. So somewhere in the middle is usually a comfortable setting for you when you're looking at a computer screen. Now also the physical part of your eye drops are important, especially if you're wearing glasses or if you have allergies. So look into what could be the best possible eye drops for you. So after we've gone through our devices and we've reduced all of the settings that we possibly can to, reduce the strain on your eye, you can also change some settings on software depending on what software you're using. Like I know Microsoft Word does have a dark mode, and again, I don't recommend going to full dark mode. Now on software like Scrivener has so many more options. I actually prefer using the gray mode because when you go to the gray mode, it reduces the brightness of the background, but it doesn't change your font to white. So your eyes don't have to work extra hard to try to read the white font. Okay, so all else fails, you've changed all your settings or you're not able to change your settings, you've looked at the area around you, your environment, you've adjusted your lighting, you've gone to the doctor, you're putting eye drops in, what else is there? My backup plan is honestly sunglasses. And if the light is bright above me, I will wear a baseball cap to block some of the light, and then I will wear a lightly tinted sunglass on top of, like a glass clip on top of my glasses, or you can just use regular sunglasses. Nothing too dark. You need to be able to see the screen still, okay? But this is like your absolute backup plan, especially if you're struggling with headaches and that. Any kind of reduction of light and strain on your eyes is really important. Now, of course, if you need to reduce your screen time, there are other options to write with. Typewriters. I don't know if people use typewriters anymore. Now the problem is if you're handwriting, if you're using, voice to speech, if you're doing anything else, you still need to spend that time on the computer, looking at the screen, doing your editing. If you've done the voice to speech, where you record your voice and the software turns it into text, you still need to go in and add your periods, your commas, if you're not into actually saying the word period and comma, because I know I'm not. And if you write by hand on a piece of paper, you still have to go back on the screen afterwards and type it all in, or hey, maybe you hire somebody to do it, I don't know. But for me, I don't do that because I feel like it is a lot of extra work and my hands get sore. So do you have any ideas for us on other ways besides what I've mentioned to reduce eye strain while you're working? I think it will help all of us in the long run if we read each other's comments, see what other suggestions are out there. How do you reduce eye strain? How do we get through the day of writing if we're dealing with this crap up here? Well, have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, night, or whatever, and I hope you don't deal with too much eye strain.